Designer Note Subject 45. Two of the most popular G-Shocks of all time worldwide, according to Casio, are ANA-DG or analog/digital watches. Well, it's not these, but you get the point. Everyone agrees. You probably had one, your dad had one, and I won't be surprised if your dog had four. It's a testament to G-Shock's lasting and, may we be so bold to say, timeless design. In just a month from now, G-Shock will be releasing evolved versions of the original ANA-DG watch, the AW-500, and here's why everyone and their canine pals will own one of them. 6 years after the original G-Shock hit the market, the AW-500 made its debut. It's a large circular quartz watch that's built over the 380 module. It brazenly displays the quartz tag just under the Casio brand as a clear sign of the times when quartz was all the rage. The hands are off-center from the dial to make room for the digital LCD. It also features 20 bars of water resistance and references traditional dive watches with its hour markers printed on the dial. Kazuyo Kawashima, seasoned G-Shock designer, recently discussed how this AW-500 was designed to look like no other watch back in the day, and how this legendary design influenced the new models we're going to be featuring. Like, comment, and subscribe for content you'd like to see next. Follow us on Instagram at Design Atelier Aruba for behind-the-scenes content. Submit your pics and vids at designatelierviewer@gmail.com. Back in the 1980s, watch designers did not have the luxury of digital software to aid them in the conceptual stage. They had to take a whole block of resin and cut it down to the actual size of the product, and then they can begin incorporating the many parts of the watch. This time around, designers are able to make use of every space on the new AW-500E. First, they used a module that has the hands at the center of the dial, the 5416 module. We still have the sector dial in this one, along with the Casio, shock resist, and quartz text. Notice that the 30-minute marker is now under the LCD rather than above it due to the centering of the hands. At the outer ring, we have the 24-hour markings, which is surprisingly helpful for many reading situations. The form is still aimed to be simple and minimalist, so there's no overly complicated lines on the resin case. The slanted bezel also creates the illusion of a narrow dial and watch face. The whole idea of a perfect circle, or circle from all sides, is carried throughout the whole watch design. If you ever wondered why there's a bunch of holes on the G-Shock hands, it's because it takes cues from the center axle of the hands. That circle from the center is complemented by the progressive circles as the proportions of the hands become narrower. There's more. The minute hands apparently would occasionally skip if it was a narrower shape. For this reason, they made the base of the axle much wider to provide stability. As the hands aligned at the 12 o'clock position, the designer found out that there's a large negative space left at the 6 o'clock position. To counteract this, they added a tail to balance out the face of the watch. The hour hand is also particularly shaped to aid the readability of the minute hand. By skeletonizing the hour hand and painting it red, it virtually blends in with the black dial. This diverts attention to the minute hand, which is more likely the one that you're going to be paying attention to since it's the one that moves more frequently. The side guards are also tweaked a little bit since the 5416 module's buttons are positioned to face from the circumference of the dial. The button guards also hide the buttons when viewed from the dial. From the sides, you can also see the circular pattern from the sloping case design. The continuous line from the lug tip to the case and back to the strap is very evident when viewed from the side of the piece. The strap also dramatically tapers from the case to the strap, similar to the original strap that was also used in the 5500. The AW-500 received the Good Design Award in 1989, and well-deservingly so. Through the years, many versions of the AW line were created, ranging from the shock absorption watch face, to the fully luminescent face, to the AW-500 line, where it gained radio-controlled and tough solar features. The new AW-500E will have the base module 5416 in the original colorway. There will be two other variants that will sport negative displays and an all-red or all-black motif. And then there's the AWM-500 line. This is touted as the next stage in the evolution of the AW500. As what we have mentioned before, Casio has been cashing in with the revival and revitalization of all its G-Shock lines by releasing high-quality metal versions of their older watches, like this GM110. The form remains the same, but now showcasing Casio's technical ability to finish their watches. Like what we've seen from the recent metal G-Shock squares, there is a mix of mirror polish and brush finishes all over the case. According to G-Shock, each case needs to be polished individually to achieve this kind of finish. The most attractive part is that of the perimeter. The step between the mineral crystal and the bezel is polished and catches light beautifully while contrasting from the crystal and brushed bezel. The brushing outside the case is contrasting nicely as well against the inner polished sides. These mirror finishes create stark shadows as the watch tilts through the light. The indexes on this one is raised and has lateral grooves for texture. The dial is sunburst finished. There are additional text on the dial that hints at the added functions for this model's line. These metal models have the multiband 6 and tough solar features. However, noticeably absent is the Bluetooth functionality. For something at this price range, we will miss this connectivity, but nothing deal-breaking. The chapter ring is also beefy and contains the minute plots instead of occupying the dial. All of these details help create a spacious watch face that mimics the original AW500. The perfect circle concept is still present in this version, and we can see the continuous line being formed from the side of the case. In keeping also with the perfect circle, even the bracelet is rounded out with the middle parts of the link being mirror polished. This extends the idea of contrasting finishes down to the bracelet. It's beautifully done and complements the whole watch more than the original metal squares did. Also noticeable are the metal buttons compared to the signature red buttons of the original. This is more akin to the metal G-Shock lines, which is more refined and more accessible. From the back, we are treated with a screw-down case back, which is very much welcome by G-Shock fans. This one, however, will not include the quick-release spring bars that we have seen in recent G-Shock releases. It does have the screw-reinforced lugs, so changing the bracelet wouldn't be that much of a hassle. With that nicely made bracelet, it's unlikely though that you will be swapping them anyway. Also finely polished are the cutouts of text all around the case. With the previous metal G-Shocks, these carvings are crisply carved, and this is no less crisp. One technical issue that the designers found is that with the hefty amount of metal, the shock resistance is being diminished. To alleviate this, they actually reduced that case proportion. With the aid of 3D printing, they are able to reach the optimal size and proportion to meet all the G-Shock requirements at an early stage of the development. There will be 3 models in this one. 2 of them are gray iron-plated steel cases and bands, with one sporting a black sunburst dial and the other a silver sunburst variant. The other model will be gold iron-plated with the black dial and accented hands. The AW-500E and its variants, the AW-500BV, will be priced at around $155 with a Japan-only initial release, with an Asia and worldwide debut to follow. The AWM-500 series and its variants will cost at around $575 with the same release scheme as that of the new AW500s. They are now available in the G-Shock Japan website. Casio continues to deliver on the interests of the market. We have predicted earlier that they will continue to release new metallized versions of the classic models, and they did not disappoint here. They carefully paid homage to their own legendary line, and the AW-500 truly deserves this fitting tribute. It's a disservice to say that Casio threw us a bone here with all of the effort that went into designing these new models. It's an evolution that respects its roots and champions the G-Shock standards that we've all grown to love.